Wow, I've been losing sleep, and it's not just because I'm sick like crazy right now. I got a bad cold. This is brutal right now to even be doing this. But how could I not go live and talk about what's going on with the Rangers right now? I'm losing sleep thinking about Patrick Kane setting up Artemi Panarin for a beaut of a goal, or if he's playing with Zibanejad, I think about Patrick Kane giving it over to Mika Zibanejad in the one-time circle to fire one on and in. I've been going crazy thinking about it lately. Twitter's been going absolutely berserk over this the past few days. And there's a lot to dissect here with Patrick Kane. A trade, what would it look like? What would it look like the Rangers lineup if they got Kane? Should they go out and get Kane? Are they better off getting a fourth liner? Are they better off getting a Max Domi type where he could play in the top six and is serviceable, but not necessarily the best option? But you have an option there. So we got a lot to talk about here, and I got you guys in chat to help me talk about this because I definitely need help with dissecting this one because there's a lot to go into here. We got Luca in the chat. It will be a super team if they do. Yeah, this would be absolutely absurd. The top nine would be just disgusting, disgusting, especially if he stays on the streak he's got going. Yeah, that would be huge also. Well, we'll know if we are getting Kane if at 2 p.m. tomorrow/Saturday decision is on waivers. There's simply no other way this deal gets done unless Kravtsov is it a part of the deal. Well, that's the thing that I guess we'll kick things off there. So yeah, either tomorrow or Saturday, if this trade's going to happen, Jake Decision needs to be put on waivers. That's has to happen for cap reasons. And will they do it? I don't know. I don't know. They like Jake Decision for some odd reason. And for some odd reason, I can see this organization being like, yeah, we don't want to play Vitaly Kravtsov for 3 games, even though it would mean we're getting Patrick Kane for the rest of the season. I could see it happening, which would be moronic if they do that. But it would be smart if they just decide, yeah, let's just ride the next 3 games with Kravtsov. Or if they really are against it, go 11-7. Throw Ben Harper back into the lineup. Go with 11 forwards. You rock with Ben Harper there as a rotational defenseman there as a 7th D-man. And you rock and roll with that. You could go with a couple different combinations there if you wanted to. But regardless, it makes sense to do this because why are we going to sit or why are we going to play Jake Decision and let that stop us from getting Patrick Kane? It would be moronic. We need Kane and it will happen. I agree, Robert, with that. Sorry, I had the sniffle there. I am absolutely out of it right now with how sick I am. I'm sure you guys can tell by my voice, but it would be nice to see. Yeah, VC needs to be on the fourth line and getting Kane makes that happen. Exactly. You need to add you add depth by getting Patrick Kane because your depth guys should not be playing in the top six. You don't win games that way. You don't win in the playoffs that way. And for the people that are against Patrick Kane are saying, well, go out and get a fourth liner. Go out and get a fourth liner. We have the fourth liner we need just in the top six out of position. You see what I'm saying? And not only that, but would you rather Derek Brassard, Nick Bukestad, Nick Bonino, would you rather those guys, or would you rather a guy who's won 3 Stanley Cups in this league, has a Conn Smythe, and the greatest American-born player, and still is playing at a talented level right now? Would you rather those 3 options that I named, maybe, or would you rather them go out and get a guy who has a stupid good track record in the postseason? You be the judge of that, but I think that the answer is very, very simple there. No, the trade would not happen before the deadline, but uh, the steps for leading up to the trade need to happen soon. because they won't have the cap space until the deadline to go out and acquire Kane, but they need to waive rescission. They have to in order to make the cap work there. Even with rescission on waivers, we wouldn't have the deal finalized until the 3rd. Yeah, exactly. They have to wait till the deadline. Rescission is awful. Oh, he blows. He blows. He does cardio. I say it every damn day of my life. He does cardio. That's it. Getting a 4th line is not going to help us. We need another top 6. Exactly. Exactly. Because for all the people out there thinking Nick Bukestad is the answer, who, by the way, is getting second-line minutes in Arizona, which is a correlation to his points, and he's still not producing like a second-liner. What would I give up is the real question. I think the Eric Stahl trade's the perfect comparable. You give up 2 seconds and Kravtsov, and then the third team gets maybe a 4th or a 3rd, whatever you want to do there. If we got Kane, then we are set for the rest of the season. Exactly. And on top of that, I think there's a chance he stays if you get Patrick Kane. With how bad he wants to be here, without much we're here, Patrick Kane wants to be a Ranger, this and that. I don't see why it wouldn't be the case. Why he wouldn't stay. Kane would be 4th on the team in points, yeah. But let's not add that. Let's go out and add. Let's go out and add Nick Bonino. Let's go out and add Derek Brassard, right? Come on. What are we doing here? Kakko learning from Kane the last half of the season, and playoffs would help him even more. That, too, would be a great guy to have in the locker room to help the younger players out. Teach them winning ways. Panarin would be extremely happy with also having Kane, which is not a bad thing. Look at how he played after the Tarasenko acquisition. Yes. 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 It's not rocket science, but for whatever reason, to some people it is. It would rejuvenate Kane, I think, too. And I think he would play it. Could you imagine? We get Patrick Kane and he's playing at the level that he did in his prime, which a trade could maybe do that for him. Can you imagine we have that on this team? Come on now. And that puts you in a position where if the Devils add Timo Meier, you don't give a crap. You don't. Because you have 2 legit top 6 lines. You have a 3rd line that could go out there and score some goals. And your 4th line could maybe chip in some offense here or there. You don't care if the Devils go out and add Timo Meier. You laugh in their face and say, good luck when we pot 6 past Vitek Vanacek. You say good luck when we go out there. And the real question is going to be, can Igor Shesterkin return the form? That's really the only thing that's in their way. And I think Gerard Gallant's the only other thing in their way. If Gerard Gallant doesn't get his act together as a coach here, that's a whole different problem. Because it is so hard to mess this up that Gallant should lose his job if the Rangers get bounced in the 1st or 2nd round and they add Patrick Kane. Gallant should lose his job because it is so hard to mess this up if you get Kane. Agree with this. Use Jock should be enough. Yeah. I don't know about sweep, but I think I'd feel more confident in them winning a series if they go out and add him. But just checking Twitter constantly in case we get any updates. Wake up in the middle of the night and misread the title. Being half asleep, I saw Rangers acquire Patrick Kane. Sorry for the jump scare there, Kazoo. I'm sorry that I scared you. It's going to take much more consideration. He wants to come here. I agree that Kane would sign an extension. Yeah. I think they're I think it makes sense for him too. Excuse me while I need to blow my nose. I am dying here like crazy. All right, there we go. A lot better. My God, I was dying here. Let's see what we got. The only issue with Kane is that if we do it, we will only have a 21 person roster for the remainder of the season. Okay, sure. That's an issue. No doubt about it. But you're getting Patrick Kane. I don't care what amount of players are on the roster at that point because your lineup should not change. And God forbid there's an injury. Okay, run 11-7. Okay. Kane joins us. We have the deepest forward group in the game and power play units in the game. Oh, the power play. Oh, the power play. Thinking how disgusting that could be. Oh, it's beautiful. If we aren't getting Kane, I think we would still like a top 9 player like Barbashev or JVR. I'd be down for that, but Barbashev, the asking price it's looking like is a first round pick. That's a no for me, dog. I'm sorry. That's a no for me. JVR, I'd be more intrigued by because I think that he would be a lot cheaper. There's not one thing bad about Kane coming here. Agree. And all right, we'll address it because it's a thing. So there's the whole narrative on Twitter going around that, well, we don't want him because of off the ice things. And to that I say, fair that people have concerns about things that he's done off the ice. I'm not dismissing that. I'm not dismissing that he's done horrible things off the ice and that there are things that he has done that is wrong. However, if you add this guy, Patrick Kane, to your hockey team, and he's still in the league, so it's not like he's banned from the league for these things, and which that's a whole different debate that people could have if they want to debate it. I'm trying to be careful here with what I'm saying because I don't want to accidentally say the wrong thing. So if people have an issue with that, I could understand people having an issue with Patrick Kane, the human. I could understand that. But if people are seriously denying adding him as a player to this team wouldn't be a significant upgrade, you are just absolutely blinded. And quite frankly, I don't know what you're looking at with this hockey team to think Jimmy Vesey is enough to solidify the top 6. Again, I understand the off-ice thing for some people, but nobody can deny on the ice that he's one of the greatest players in the game when he's at his best. And that you add a guy like that to your lineup, forget about it. Forget about it. With Tarasenko in the mix, with Panarin, Zibanejad, Kreider, Trocheck, Laffy, Hedel, Kakko, Mott, Goudreau, Vesey. Did you just hear how deep that lineup is? Devils goaltending is going to be a major issue in the playoffs. Well, let's not get it twisted here. There are concerns still with Igor Shesterkin just as much, to be completely honest with you. I mean, I don't know what Igor is going to be come playoff time because right now I just don't know with the way he's playing. I just don't know. So we'll have to wait and see. The Rangers might have goaltending issues of their own, but if Igor Shesterkin's at his best and the Rangers acquire Patrick Kane, you don't even need Igor of last year. If he puts up a .920 save percentage throughout the postseason, good luck to other teams. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Because you're looking at a team that could easily be scoring 4 to 5 goals a game. Even come playoff time, when the game's tighter, you have guys that have the experience, like a Kane, like a Tarasenko. Jack Hughes still scares me. I can understand that. Jack Hughes definitely is someone that scares me as well come playoff time. But to have guys that have been there, done that in the playoffs versus a kid that's experiencing the playoffs for the first time. Now, I think playoff experience sometimes gets overblown and everything, but because look at what the Rangers did last year. But if they don't add Timo Meier, you're looking at the Devils solely relying and being like, Jack Hughes, you're the guy. You have to go out there and drive the offense. It is up to you. And then on the other side, yeah, you have 5 guys, 4 to 5 guys that can drive offense. I'd say 4 guys that can drive offense at an elite level when they're at the top of their craft. That being Panarin, Zibanejad, Kane, Tarasenko. I mean, forget about it. Forget about it. Yeah, if Vlad goes in the offseason, I mean, and you re-sign Kane, it is what it is. It is what it is. Kane gives this team 4 great lines. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And the fact that he's basically saying, I want to be here. I want to go to New York. It's New York or bust. This is the scenario that we were asking for. This is the scenario that I was asking for because I was, as you guys might know, I was against a Kane trade for the longest time. I'm not going to hide away and be like, oh, I've been it since day one. I'm not like that. I'm not going to just lie and say, oh, yeah, I've been on this train since day one. But when it is, the more reports come out, and it seems like Kane is saying New York or bust, Rangers or bust. I mean, I've been saying the whole time, if it's that scenario, you do it. Because it is not going to cost nearly the amount of assets that it would have cost otherwise. Because if you're looking at Kane being like, okay, I'll go to Dallas, I'll go to Edmonton, I'll go anywhere that Chicago wants me to go to just get the best package that you can in return for me. Then you're probably looking at a scenario where Chicago's asking for a Lafreniere, asking for a Filipino, asking for a Capo Caco. Now they have no leverage. No leverage. And it's either you get a decent package in return, and not the package that you want, but a decent package in return, or you lose them for nothing in the offseason. You pick. You pick, Chicago. And Kyle Davidson, if he messes up, if he messes us up and loses Kane for nothing, dude's an idiot at that point. I don't know about both of them. I think that that's unrealistic, especially with the cap. You have to sign Hedel. You have to sign Laffy. You have to sign Miller. I don't think both would stay, but I think you have a chance at keeping one. Would it be fair to compare Kane to get when the Rangers got Messier? Kane got 3 cups and would have to choose New York, and Messier brought all those Edmonton cups with him too and chose New York. I can't speak on that because I just wasn't around during that time at all to speak on that. However, I think that it could be a fair comparable. The only issue that I have with that comparable is that I don't know what, like, I know Kane's going to produce at a good level, but I don't know if he's going to produce at a elite level. Yeah, as a Blackhawks fan, you probably want Kane to stay there in Chicago. That's no doubt. Not disgusting, filthy. Spooner, how are you doing? And yeah, it would be filthy. Let's say Kane does come to the Rangers. What should both power play units look like in your opinion? Well, that's where things get a little tricky, right? Because what do you do with the power play? Who comes off? I would go with on power play 1, Fox, Kane, Zibanejad in the bumper, Panarin on the other side, Kreider in front, second unit, Tarasenko. I'm trying to think this out of my head. Trocheck in front, Miller quarterbacking in the bumper, maybe Laffy, and then Hedel on the other side, and Kakko probably comes off the unit. I think I like that. Well, I hope not for the Yankees as a Met fan here, but that's just as a Met fan. And he brings experience, so Drury, please bring him. Oh, Dolan might give Drury a lifetime extension if he gets this deal done. Forget about it. Drury might get a statue if the Rangers win the cup. I don't know about that, but still. Anyone saying this guy's washed is out of their minds. He's been above a point per game for the past 5 seasons, and he's having a bad season. It still is almost a point per game. Yes. Yes. And my question was going into the year, well, how is he going to be without Alex DeBrincat? Is he going to show big signs of decline? Like, was DeBrincat masking Kane how he actually is? But it seems like Kane's still at a top egg level. I need to blow my nose again. I will be back in a minute here. All right. I apologize there. Like I said, very sick right now. Dealing with the worst cold you could imagine. I've been dealing with this thing since last week pretty much already. So it's like, come on now. Can we at least get improvements here? Can I not have my nose be all stuffed? Because I sound like an idiot right now, probably to you guys. I don't see how the Rangers Devils is gonna be not gonna be a first round matchup. If Carolina slumps, that's the only way. That's the only way. Igor needs a week in the mountains with Benny to get his head straight. Maybe visit with the monks. Yeah, Igor definitely needs to get in the right mental state of mind. That's for sure. I think that him not starting tonight's a mistake. I think you got to start getting him into a rhythm here. You got to start getting him going here because he's your goalie to ride into the playoffs with. You got to make sure Igor's at the top of his game, getting consistent starts, and he's ready to go come playoff time. That's just my opinion, but if you have issues with Kane defensively, this team has defensive issues, and there just is not any single player at the deadline who solves that problem anyway. And to our strengths, it said exactly, because why? Like, this is what blows my mind about the people pulling out the charts. It's the charts, right? Like, this is what blows my mind. Everyone's like, oh, he's not good defensively. This team blows defensively regardless. So it's either they get it right come playoff time as a unit collectively, or just say, because one guy isn't going to come in here and change it at all. So why not just add to your strength? Why not? Yeah, we've never seen Hughes in the playoffs. I think we're fine. Well, that's the real question mark. What is Jack Hughes come playoff time? Who is he? Who is Jack Hughes? with the Rangers' first round picks are a major question. With the Blackhawks would need Lafreniere in a deal. I don't think Lafreniere is part of a deal. I really don't. I think that Chicago has little to no leverage at this point in a Patrick Kane deal. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And believe me, if Lafreniere's in a deal for Patrick Kane, you're going to see a different version of me talking about Patrick Kane because I will not be thrilled whatsoever. Vesey and Gaudreau are best for the Rangers. Yeah. If you're talking defensively, yeah, and then Tyler Mott in the mix as well. Exactly. 5 to 6 players who can decide games single-handedly if they have a good night. Yes. It's crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about this lineup. Vesey and Gaudreau on the fourth line is best for the Rangers. Okay, that's what you meant. Why would Kane go to the Rangers after the BS the Rangers front office was saying a few weeks ago? I don't think they really said anything, to be honest. I thought they remained quiet, unless I missed something about that, but I'm not sure. We got Kevin Weeks update. What is this? Keep an eye on having spoken with the great Patrick Kane's agent. I could share this from Patrick is a unicorn. The market for him isn't 2 or 3 clubs. Plenty of contenders are interested in him. Well, again, where does he want to go? Seems like he wants to go to the Rangers, but if he's down to go to more teams, then the Rangers should probably back out. Because that's my opinion. I don't think you should get in a bidding war for Kane. I still am a firm believer that if Kane wants to come to the Rangers, then you do it because you don't have to give up any of those top-end assets. But if otherwise, then that changes it. Yeah, the Hawks could mess this up big time if they don't trade Patrick Kane. The beautiful thing about the Rangers is, especially if Kane comes, is we don't have a top 6. We have a top 9 because you can never sleep on the kid line. They'll make you pay. Exactly. And yeah, I saw this tweet, Luca. Lucic does not belong on an NHL roster. He doesn't. Not at all. We've always been awful defensively. We always relied on Henrik to save us. We expect the same with Igor. Yeah. Well, that's why I'm saying Igor's got to snap back into reality here and get going because that changes the game. This team was 80% on money puck versus Winnipeg. Screwed defense. Yeah. Well, I still think that Igor didn't have his best game against Winnipeg, but that's a different story. Yeah, if anyone from the kid line's in the deal for Kane, then we're talking a different scenario here. We're talking me losing my mind because you can't do that. You can't. Anyone else, I'm driving to the airport. It also depends if the Devils and Canes make moves. It could make Drury more desperate to respond. He should definitely get it done before next week if he wants Kane to be in New York. The problem is he can't get it done until the trade deadline because the salary cap says no. That's the only issue with that. I'm not hearing anything about Buffalo trading for him. I'm not. Or we need our top players like Panarin, Tarasenko, and others to score goals. And Patrick Kane would help that because he's a play driver. Exactly. Yeah. If we could trade Kravtsov in a second, I'd be happy. But I'd even be willing to cough up another draft pick if you have to, another second, or a first and a third, or something, some combination of that. I'm willing to cough that up for Patrick Kane. But if you have to get in a bidding war, nope. Who do you like better, Mikola or Harper? I say Mikola because of his offensive capabilities. Yeah, I've been liking Mikola's game a lot lately. I just think that, uh, sometimes he takes some bonehead penalties, but that's really about it. I need to blow my nose again. Oh my God, this is brutal. I apologize, guys. I apologize. It's either that or I sit here and suffer. Jeez, this has been a brutal live stream with that. But no, a third or fourth plus Kravtsov. I don't think they're gonna get him that cheap. I think that's a pipe dream. Yeah, the draft is strong, so you might be a little hesitant about a first, but I'm willing to do it. I'm saying it right now. I'm willing to do it because I think that this move would put the Rangers over the top. I'm a firm believer in it. I think that's realistic for the teams. I don't know about Colorado. I think I'd throw Edmonton in the mix before Colorado. But yeah, those are probably some of the teams in the mix. I'd be down with that. A conditional second that becomes a first if the Rangers make the cup. I'd be down for that. No, it didn't happen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Christopher. If you thought it happened. Yeah, I'd be willing to. I'd drive Jones to the airport if he's part of a deal. I'd be down for trading Zach Jones in a Patrick Kane deal. He's not going to have a future here. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with either. Time is go for to go for it is now. Yes, Robert. Yes. This team needs to win a cup. They haven't won in decades. Do it. I have to blow my nose again. This is so infuriating. This is infuriating. Hey, Cora, love your channel. How do you figure Gallant is a bad coach and we are 6th overall in the standings? He's one of the better coaches in the league. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. But my problem with Gallant is that there's times where there's clearly lack of in-game adjustments. There are times where the Rangers don't start games on time, like we saw against Calgary, like we saw against Edmonton, and they need to. That goes on the coach. You need to be able to start games on time. You need to. Oh my God, that was disgusting. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that was disgusting. I apologize. Oh my God. Jeez, that was bad. That's a bad luck, but that's what happens when you're live. Are Toronto out? I thought they were. Yeah, Toronto's out after the O'Reilly deal because they have cap space, but Matt Murray's going to come off IR unless they LTIR Matt Murray for the rest of the year and activate him for the playoffs. Patrick Kane's not going to Toronto. I don't think Kane's going to be a rental. I think that he would stay. I really do. And I think that there's a chance if the Rangers don't get Kane at the deadline, he comes here in the offseason. Seems like he wants to be here. You and I both, Michael. Well, I've never seen this team win a cup, so I need a cup here. Hope we can beat Tampa this time if we face them. Yeah, it could be Boston, could be Tampa, but I'd feel more confident with Kane. My max deal would be Jones, Fox, and Fox. Fox in a Patrick Kane deal? Fox? Adam Fox? I'm sorry, what? Okay, you bet Kravtsov. You scared me. Wow. I was about to say, wow. That was a heart attack moment. Wow. You scared me there for a second. You scared me. I apologize, but according to my dream, it's happening. Well, I've been dreaming lately, so please. Let's hope the Leafs can beat Tampa though this time. Yeah, the Leafs would be the ideal opponent, I think, for the Rangers in that playoff series, but remains to be seen. As I have everything falling off my desk here. My God, this live stream's a mess. I hate being sick with a passion. Much better. Avs look like they are taking a serious look at Pool Party because he's good friends with Rantanen. Well, let them get Jesse Pool Party. Let him. I'm tired of hearing about him potentially being a Ranger at one point. I mean, can you imagine the Rangers did that? Ugh, I'd vomit. 12 minutes in this channel, and it's good for the Rangers. Not gonna lie, appreciate that a lot. Really do appreciate that. Appreciate all the people that are supporters and give kind words here about the channel. And I apologize that your first time in my channel, you have to see me like this and you have to hear me like this, being all sick. I really do apologize. I was in New York City when we had the parade in 94, but I couldn't get off work to go to it. That's so annoying. But at least they won. At least they won. Do you think if we get Kane, we would have to give up Heedle or Miller in a sense that we could re-sign them? No. No. And no. I re-signed Miller and Heedle over Kane in a heartbeat. I like Kane, and I think that he would be good for the short term, but you need Heedle and Miller here long term. He corrected himself. We don't have to worry there. I had a heart attack too. To be honest, the only way we get Kane is if we use time to our advantage. Yes. They got to stay patient. Because then the asking price just goes down and down. I had a dream like last week. I think it was where McDavid went to the Rangers for nothing. That's a real dream. That's a dream. That's a crazy one. If only that could be reality, right? Toronto versus Rangers, both teams have horrendous defense and they just have a decent and they don't have a decent keeper. Yeah. Because if Igor steps it up in the playoffs and Toronto has to deal with that, good luck. Good luck, Toronto. You may have won around Toronto, but that's not your Stanley Cup. Pulley for Kravtsov isn't a bad shout. I don't know about that. I'm not on the Pool Party train. Agree with this, Iceman. Agree. I don't think Matthews gets traded. I really don't. If you guys see me go on the other screen, you know what I'm doing. I just don't feel like announcing it every time. Kane, you are a New York Ranger. Hopefully we could say that by Friday, next Friday, that is. McDavid needs to Tavares the Oilers and come to the Rangers. That'd be great. That's a real pipe dream. If we don't get him, it isn't the worst thing in the world. But if we get him, it would be great. Just imagine a second, third Kravtsov, give Chicago the pipe dream, and that Kravtsov might turn out into something. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It would be a luxury to have him. Do you need him? I still would say you need him, but you could get away without him at the same time. Appreciate the $2 dono, New York Style. Huge supporter. Always in every live stream. Keep up the great work, Core. Love the content. Appreciate the kind words as well. Salute to you. Just joined. Welcome to the stream, Rocco. When we get the American GOAT, which American GOAT? Because we have people talking about Matthews now here in chat. Rangers shouldn't mortgage their future. I agree that they shouldn't mortgage the future, but I don't think trading Kravtsov and some picks is mortgaging the future. I'm going to be live for the trade deadline, so hopefully I'll live stream. We can get some big news. I imagine it happens before I stream. Oh my god, this cold. This cold is annoying. Hopefully, like, I don't know. I was hoping I was going to be better for tonight so I don't have to do the recap all, feel it all like blah, but that didn't happen, sadly. But who does Panarin play with? His national buddy or his rookie buddy where he tore it up and won the Calder? Good question. For me personally, I would go with, my idea is the Kane Panarin dynamic, as cool as it was in Chicago, they're different players now. They're both playmakers, Panarin and Kane, that is. I would rock Panarin, Trocheck, Tarasenko, and Kreider, Zibanejad, Kane, but that's just me. That's just me. Because you have Zibanejad who could snipe the puck, Kane sets him up, and that's the play driver that they desperately need on that line. And then you have the second line where Panarin sets up Tarasenko for some Genos. I still think Kravtsov could be something because when we saw him on the ice, he plays well. It's just the points haven't added up yet. I feel his play was good. I agree. I think he could be a solid middle six forward for a team in the future. Just unfortunately not here. Patrick Kane would be great if we want to win a cup. Kravtsov is not valued anyway. Agree. People who don't want Kane, their argument is they would rather VC. It's so annoying. How do you turn down Kane? If Kane wants you, you want Kane. Yes. 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 Scream it. Because not enough people are hearing it, apparently. Because it's mind-boggling that Patrick Kane wants to come here, and yet there's still people saying no. Why? I don't get it. I'm not going to be getting confetti and everything if we get Kane because there's still work to be done, right? That's the thing. We get Kane, there's still business to be had here. You still got to go out and win in the playoffs. Because, yeah, if you get Kane, it's got to be all business here. We got to focus on the goal. We can't lose sight just because we got Kane doesn't mean we're guaranteed the cup. We got to focus here on the goal. Get some extra spicy hot and sour soup. Yeah, freaking need it. Jeez. Yeah, 2-for-1 with Tarasenko. Great trade by Drury. Yep, agree. Forgot about Kreider. What's your ideal lines? Kreider, Zibanejad, Kane, Panarin, Trocheck, Tarasenko, Kidline, Mott, Goudreau, VC. Yes, but imagine your top six next year. You can keep the Kidline intact. Othman plays with Panarin and Trocheck. Kane's still up there on that first line. Come on now. I I don't think Lafferty's realistic because where's he gonna play? Where's he gonna play if you get Kane and Lafferty? Where's Lafferty gonna play? You're not gonna sit Jimmy VC. My man's cold sound like Heatley in '06. Oh, I apologize, chat. I really do. This is brutal for me. I at first it was so bad that I thought I was only gonna be able to stream for like 10 minutes here. Now I've been going for 47. Yep, agree. At first, I thought this was going to be a negative Kane comment, but yes, I agree with this. But who knows? A trade maybe rejuvenates him. Are you having regrets of dealing for Vlad now that Kane is on a surge? Did the Rangers jump the gun? No, because I think that the Rangers will get both. The only thing that I could say is that the Rangers probably should have got a third team involved on Tarasenko. Yes, if the time is right, then this could work. Yes. I remember being hyped for maybe Nylander. Oh, that was, yeah, I remember those days when it was a maybe for that. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be live for. This is tough to go power through here. Not going to lie. And then I have the post game to do later. Ugh. I'm not going to lie. I love doing the post games, but man, am I dreading it tonight. I'm not going to lie. I'm dreading doing the recap tonight because, as you guys know, because I keep repeating myself here, this goddamn cold. Boss is another Copper Boss team. Agree. Screw it. Let's bring back D'Angelo. Ugh. Guy cannot play defense if his life depended on it. As a defenseman, that is. Because I know people are going to be like, well, you want Patrick Kane who sucks defensively. Tarasenko with a 3-year extension at a third team would have worked. Yeah, I think a third team would have been the best move for Tarasenko because then Kane would easily fit into the cap. As long as a third party gets involved, of course. And Kane will be playing NHL career mode. Yeah, with the salary cap off. I did that earlier. I simmed with the Rangers with Patrick Kane on Chell, and the Rangers went like we had like 58 wins. It was ridiculous. And that was with the lines I suggested too. In the game, he's more valuable than he actually will be in real life. So I traded a stupid amount to get him, but yes, yes, he can still score, even on a garbage team. I had to trade 3 first rounders. What is this? Kreider has to really bounce back this season. He is a third line player. I don't care what anyone says. He's really killing me to watch. I want Kane so bad. Get Chris competing for a spot. I agree. I think Kreider's been underwhelming this year, but at the same time, he had a ridiculous year last year. So it's like the drop off was kind of expected. Let's see. Back to the power play line, I would feel honestly take a laugh off and keep Kako because I feel Kako is the better playmaker. That's a fair argument, but I want guys that are going to shoot the puck more, and I would rather Laffy just because of that reason. So you want to get Laffy's confidence going more. Yeah, a quiet 40-plus goal season. It's weird, right? Went after St. Louis, and he was a great player when he was old. So what's that? So Cade, both sort of the same style player. As I'm looking at my St. Louis jersey over there, you guys can't see it, but I'm looking at it. Ah, and it has the cup patch on it too. Would love, love, love to maybe one day get a Patrick Kane jersey with the cup patch on it. How great would that be? That's why I do my own rosters because EA is just how do we put this nicely? They're not the greatest. They're not the greatest when it comes to rosters. So, yeah, that's why I do what I got to do. Is there a way I could just click the keyboard to get the next comment up? Apparently not. Most of them were tip-ins, but still get your body in front of the net, not even doing it this season. Yeah, that's which is a part of why the power play isn't as good this year as it was last year. Kreider's not tipping in pucks the same. Man, I love St. Louis. It's safe for Kane. Imagine Kane or hoisting the cup. Yeah, that'd be great if he actually gets the cup, unlike St. Louis, which we were close, but we didn't do it. Didn't do it. That's true too. Kreider's also not getting set up in front of the net at times. Oh my god, 40-4. Jeez. Saw K playing Taze on Chell. It was great. K beat him 8-0. Jeez. I wish I was good at Chell. I'm only good at franchise. Because it doesn't require me playing the game. There's a good possibility we might not see Kreider and Gaudreau next season. That's a 10 million total. We might need to sign the kids and the rest of the players. I don't know about Kreider, but Gaudreau, yes, I think Gaudreau could be a cap casualty this offseason. I honestly have the biggest issue with Kreider on the forecheck. It always seems like he's holding back. If you can run them over, run them over. I agree. I think he's too soft on the forecheck at times. Would anyone in chat be interested in some live callers, by the way? Forgot to ask about that. Maybe we'll take some callers if anyone's interested. Just let me know in chat, of course, and then I'll throw the link and we'll get some callers. And Montreal fans still are convinced that he ran him over and it wasn't a trip. Don't get me started on this game last night. Igor, if you have the opportunity to acquire a player like Patrick Kane, you go out and get it done. Yes. But at the same time, I don't want them to get into too high of a bidding war because then you're giving up someone from the kid line, which I'm just not a fan of. Sure. All right. Let's drop the link. We'll rock some calls. So there's the link. If anyone wants to join in, we'll rock some calls here and see what you guys got. See what the people got. So I want to hear. I want to hear from the people. Islanders are getting swept or in 5 to Boston. Yeah, I think it would be a gentleman sweep. Let's go, kid line. Yes. Yes. Yes, it is cup or bust if you get Patrick Kane. That's the only thing, kind of bad thing, if you want to say it's a bad thing, is that it becomes cup or bust. Because if you don't win a round or two, it's kind of embarrassing. I'm not going to lie. But by the way, for anyone that does want to call in, you don't have to put your face cam on. You can leave your face cam off. If you want to put it on, though, you could. And then, of course, my only rule is that, of course, be stream appropriate, because if you're not stream appropriate, I will just not allow you to call in anymore. And not only that, I will ban you from the chat. So that's the only other thing. We got Yarrow calling in. Let me get the overlay. And Yarrow, what's going on? How are you doing?
Doing great, doing great.
Awesome. So what are you feeling about Patrick Kane? What do you think?
Oh yeah, I'm just as excited as like everyone else is right now.
You're excited. What do you think a package looks like, and what do you think, the third team involved would have to acquire? What do you think there?
I think the third team will probably have to acquire like a pick or something, and then they're gonna have to retain 25% of Kane's salary, and then yeah, we're probably about to give up like Kravtsov. Probably like they might throw in Lecision in the mix. I don't know if they're gonna do that, but it's a great choice. So yeah, that's what I mainly think is gonna happen.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I think that's a fair package, and that's probably the most realistic package to happen. So let's just hope it gets done. You got anything else for me?
No, not really. I mean, actually, yeah, kind of. Probably like they're gonna put 2 picks, I would say, with like probably Zach Jones or like one of the defensemen prospects that we have, or probably even forward.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that would be reasonable as well. What combinations would you want to go with? Do you want to see Panarin with Kane, or do you want to see Kreider's advantage at Kane?
Yeah, I would like Kreider's advantage at Tarasenko, Panarin, Trocheck, and Kane, kid line, and then Gaudreau, Mott, and VC.
Okay. So you're in favor of Kane and Panarin playing with each other, because I feel the opposite. I feel like you put him with Zibanejad and Kreider. That's just my opinion, and thanks for the call there. Appreciate that. But yeah, I really think that you can't go wrong with any of the line combinations, to be completely honest, regardless. So I'm in favor of either, but we will see exactly what happens. And we got Luca calling in. I'm going to get the overlay off. I'm just going to leave it like this. Luca, how are you doing? What do you got for me?
I'm good. You? So, I think that, yes, we have to go all in for Kane, but do you want me to tell you what the trade would look like?
Yeah, give me your trade proposal.
So, I think we give up Kraftstoff, right? And then we give up, I'm going to say like 2 seconds, and then maybe a defensive prospect. But that's what I see. Yeah.
So you think it's going to cost more than just Kraftstoff and some draft picks?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, I could see that happening. I think that's realistic. So who would you rather give up, Jones or Robertson, if you're going to pick your defensive prospect to maybe give up there?
Honestly, probably Robertson.
Robertson? I could see that. I could see that for sure.
Do you think Jones has much of a future in New York or not really?
To be honest, I don't think either of them really have a future in New York, and that's why, to me, you could trade either of them and it won't mean too much to me. But remains to be seen if they do have a future. Because at the same time, if Ben Harper does end up blowing and the Rangers do need to call up an option going forward, maybe it is Robertson, maybe it is Jones.
Yeah. So I'm all in for the Kane trade. I just don't want to, like you said earlier on the stream, I'm not willing to give up one of the kids on the third line.
Yep, 100%. And I think that it would be moronic of the Rangers to do so. And I don't think Drury's going to do it because of that reason.
No, I don't think he will. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
The fan base is literally gonna. The fan base, I'm gonna kill him if he gives up one of the kids.
You and I both are gonna have to sneak in Drury's office there if if anything goes down like that. Where we're gonna have some serious issues there.
Oh yeah,
and I'm gonna be raging like crazy.
Sorry to interrupt you. I had another question.
Okay, hit me.
So, do you think this is? Can I ask about Timo Meier for another team though?
Yes.
So, do you think, because the teams that I see him going to are either the Canes or the Devils, but what do you think? First, which team do you think trades for him, and what do you think they would give up?
I said on the podcast recently that I think that St. Louis is underrated to get him because they have the 3 first-round picks now. And plus, on top of that, they have some prospects. They have the draft capital to do it. I think that it's underrated, and I think that's going to happen. St. Louis is going to swoop in and steal him. Yeah, I think St. Louis swoops in.
Do you think they realistically make the playoffs, though, if they get him?
No, but the idea would be to add Timo Meier for the long term. So,
yeah.
As long as they extend Timo Meier.
Imagine if the Blues actually do some crazy shit and they actually make it.
Yeah, that would be absolutely just.
You could probably do you think you could put Meier and Kyrou together?
I'm not too sure what their positions are. I think
because I forgot. What is Kyrou?
I could double check that. I think he plays on the left wing, if I'm not mistaken. Let me fact check that for you. Right wing. So they both play right wing, but I'm sure that one of them would move to the left if that did end up being the case.
Yeah, probably.
All right, you got anything else for me, Luca?
No, that's pretty much it.
All right, appreciate you coming in. Thanks for the call there, Luca. Always great having you on. So there we go. Got 2 more callers lined up. If anyone else wants to call in, I'll throw the link in chat again, and you guys could join in. Be more than happy to have you guys on the show. Like I said, as long as you stream appropriate, all of that. Otherwise, you get banned from the chat and everything like that. So we got Kazoo calling in. Kazoo, how are you doing? What you got for me? Kazoo. He's not muted, so I'll give you a couple seconds to figure it out. Otherwise, we're going to have to go to the next caller. All right. Looks like we'll have to get back to you, Kazoo. I don't know what issues you're having, but we'll go back to you afterwards after we wrap things up with Danny, who we got now on the line. Danny, how are you doing?
How's it going? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Excellent. So, regarding the whole Kane situation, like I'm definitely into it, but it just depends on the time situation. Like, so what are we saying? What are the teams at the moment that are interested? We got ourselves, Edmonton, Vegas. Is that correct?
Yes, Vegas, and I think Carolina and New Jersey are still in the mix there as well.
What's Carolina saying these days? Because they're kind of a bit crazy, aren't they? They had the whole Max Pacioretty and stuff. Have they still got cap space for this?
Yes, because of the fact that Pacioretty got hurt and because he's on LTIR, they have room to fit Patrick Kane in if they want to. But it seems like Patrick Kane doesn't want to go to Carolina. That's the only issue they might have there.
What's his decisions? What's he thinking of?
It's looking like he wants to be a Ranger or nowhere else, to be completely honest with you. But that's just what all reports are saying. I don't have any actual inside information there.
Because I'm just thinking, like, Vegas is like, you don't want to go Vegas. It's an absolute shithole there, really, regarding their organization. Edmonton, but like,
I don't know where they find the cap space to do it.
Yeah. We find it a bit difficult to find the cap space, really.
Yeah, but I feel like there's much more clear of a path than Edmonton has, at least
So,
as
like,
of right now.
So I'm looking cap friendly at the moment, and I'm thinking you give up a second, you give up a third, you give up Kratzov, but then you need a third party to get involved. And the only way you're looking is if you give off is that third a condition or the
Which
so
third are you referring
next
to?
year is the conditional. If the Rangers make the playoffs in 2023, the fourth round becomes the third round. Okay,
Yes.
so we've already okay, so because that's what I'm trying to think of. No team's going to accept a fifth, are they? To take up
No.
2.5 grand.
It will probably be that Colorado third round pick that they have this year.
No, but that's the thing is you can't give second and Kratzov. That's not enough Chicago. Chicago will turn around.
I think it's going to be 2 seconds. I think this year and next year second you give up.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a bad shot. I was thinking second this year, the third for this year, just because how strong this draft is. And then you go for the third or the fourth or the fifth for the third party.
Yeah, that's where it's really going to get interesting because I wonder too if there is a scenario because we haven't seen it done before, at least to my knowledge. But could the third team possibly be willing to retain 50% as well? Because that's, I don't know how realistic it is, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah. What was the Toronto deal? Did they take 50 or did they take 25?
25, I believe.
Because I don't think you can do 50 then 50.
I'm pretty sure you technically can because the player's technically going to another team and then they are allowed to retain another 50 as well.
Then if that is the case, you say to Chicago, you know what? Take the 2 seconds, take Kratzov, maybe wriggle a fifth, maybe back or sixth, and then you say to the third party, look, can you take like, I don't know, 40 or 50%? You give them the third and you give them the sixth as well, or the one that you get back. Maybe.
I'd give up a prospect if you have to, if it means you're getting that much salary retention.
Well, even 25% is not enough, is it? You need to do like what,
25,
30?
I believe, is enough. Assuming Lecision's waived by Saturday and then Kravtsov's part of the deal, that should be enough. 25%.
Yeah, but now in Chicago, they're going to try and go for Offman, aren't they? Because Offman looks hot.
But they can't get Offman if Kane wants to only go to the Rangers because the Rangers could say, okay, then you have to keep Patrick Kane and you just will lose him for nothing in the offseason.
True. Yeah, but it's a bit of a confusing situation because like Taves doesn't want to go, does he? He's on long COVID at the moment.
Yeah, no, Taves isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, but it's just like, why would you? I don't know. Does he want to keep the band together or not? That's the question.
That's for them to figure out.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
That's for Chicago to figure out, not us.
Yeah, I'm not too sure there. But we'll have to wait and see what goes down there. I think Kyle Davidson has a lot of pressure on him to either get this done or lose him for nothing. So that's all that I can really say on that front. But you got anything else for me before we wrap this up?
Yeah, not really that much. I just hope that Chicago can accept the pipe dream, essentially.
Yeah, hopefully.
And could be something.
Yeah, let's hope that it's enough to get it done. And thanks for the call, Danny. I appreciate that. So, yeah, it's definitely going to be a confusing package. I really wonder which way they go about it there. This isn't easy. This is, as they say on all the other podcasts and everything, Elliot Freeman and everyone saying it's going to be some major surgery that they have to do here to get this to work. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's see if Kazoo now has his mic working. There we go. Now I can hear you.
Okay, cool. First, I just want to say my name is pronounced Kazu, not Kazoo.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
No, don't worry about it. And I wanted to say that I feel a better package for Patrick Kane would be Vitaly Kravtsov, Zach Jones, a second and a third to retain salary. I would try my best if I were Jory to not include the second, maybe a third and a fourth, and maybe make or maybe make the third a conditional. So if like we make the Easter Conference Finals or maybe the finals, it'll become a second. Because I feel that Zach Jones and Vitaly Kravtsov have good ceiling that they could be a solid top player on a team. Uh, that I feel that it's not to give a high draft pick along with those players isn't. It would be kind of a bad deal for us.
So you're for them keeping more draft picks, which is understandable because especially with this year being a deep draft, you want to be able to hold on to those draft picks so you have future assets to trade later on down the road. But if this puts them over the top like we're thinking, you still would say no if like let's say it's I don't know 2 seconds crafts off and let's say they're really desperate and they end up coughing up Jones because of it. You wouldn't be interested in that idea?
No, yeah, of course, but I mean, it's like you said, if Kane only wants to come to New York, we have all the leverage. So I think we should really try and push Chicago to not give up 2 seconds because I really feel for whatever reason that in this year draft, like you said, is going to be a heavy draft. So to give up 2 seconds, I feel that's going to be a lot, especially if we find like a diamond in the rough type player in the second round, which I feel there's going to be quite a few. And you never know, we could find maybe like an Othman type player in the second round as well.
That's a fair point. My only issue is these draft picks at the end of the day are magic beans. Plus, on top of that, everyone said 2020 was going to be a deep draft, and so far it's looking to be almost like a crapshoot, to be completely honest, after everyone said that was going to be the deepest draft that we've seen in a long time. So at the end of the day, you just don't know with these draft picks. You really don't.
Yeah, that is true. I just think that Zach Jones and Vitaly Kravtsov in a package with one uh draft pick should be the deal. Simply because I feel Zach Jones and Vitaly Kravtsov don't have a future here. They're better off somewhere else. I would keep Robertson simply because I feel that he could become kind of like a Mark Stahl type player, maybe a Dan Girardi type player for the Rangers in the future to give another defensive player like Ryan Lindgren some help sometime later in the future.
Interesting. So you're higher on Robertson than Jones at this point.
Yeah, because I feel we have already, with Fox and Miller, we have enough offensive-minded defensemen that there's no real room for Jones. We need more defensive-minded players for the future, along with our offensive-minded. I feel that would be a more rounded out team, more like Tampa or Boston, rather than a Toronto Maple Leaf, for example.
That's completely fair. I do agree with that point. So you would be willing to give up less draft picks, but extra prospects is what you're saying potentially.
Yeah.
So okay, that's completely fair. I can understand that argument because you might be able to get better than the prospects that you have right now. But you got anything else for me?
No, that's about it.
All right. Thank you for calling in. I really do appreciate that. And that's pretty much all we got with the callers, unless anyone else wants to call in. Again, I'll throw the link in one more time. If anyone else wants to call in, go ahead and join in. So we do have another caller. There we go. We got Agent Smith. But to finish up the point there, yeah, I kind of agree there that Robertson might be more valuable than Jones when it comes to that sort of thing, when it comes to needing more defensive minded players there and everything. So I could understand that that whole argument there. But let's go to Agent Smith. Let's see.
Do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hi. Let's say Chicago insists on a first round pick as part
Okay.
of the deal.
So you want like my opinion if Chicago insists on first?
Would you be okay with giving a later round? Let's say they offer a 24th, like a 2024, 2025. Would you be okay with that?
I I try to tell Chicago, all right, well, good luck finding someone else Kane wants to go to and getting a package, because it's either you take what we got or you let him walk for nothing in the offseason.
Uh-huh. I mean, I really would not want to give the second 2023 pick, because I think the prospect pool due to graduations has gotten shallow. So I think they really do need the 2023 first rounder, the second one, unless it's like a second that can convert if they win the cup. Like.
Yes, I agree with that. That would be a fair condition.
Not even make the cup. It's got to be win it. Not like this, because they can make the cup and then run into a bad matchup like the Kings, in 14. So.
To think about that, yeah.
So I don't know. Also, I mean, if it's like a 25th first, okay, maybe I wouldn't kill the deal because of that, But I don't know. I'm not sure Chicago would be interested in that.
So you'd be willing to give up a future first, just not this year's?
Yes, I think so.
That's fair.
Depending on the other parts, but I think so. Like, I think Larry Brooks even, indicated something similar, that maybe they would entertain something like that.
That's fair. My only problem is that if he only wants to go to the Rangers, why even offer first? Because you don't have to give up a first round pick if he only wants to come to the Rangers.
The Chicago could also just not do it.
Well, then that's their loss, because then they're going to lose it for nothing. So Chicago kind of has no leverage in this situation now.
Right. I don't know. It's going to go down to the wire, I think so.
Yeah, it's going to be a long chess match, in my opinion, with this one.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. We'll see. You got anything else for me?
That's all I got.
All right. I appreciate you calling in a lot. But yeah, that's the other thing. How long is this chess match going to go out for and just drag? Because I just don't know. I just don't know how long this is going to drag out for, because of the fact that you just don't know. You just don't know what Chicago's going to try and do. They might be so insistent on this guy, on this draft pick. Are they going to be able to do it? Like, that's the only thing that I'm really worried about. And that's the only thing that I think could stop the Rangers in this scenario, is if Chicago is so stubborn to the point where even if Kane would leave after the season, they're going to say no, because they need to get a certain asset in return. But remains to be seen, of course, as I got to blow my nose yet again. My God. All right, there we go. Let's see. After next season, Trouba no longer has a no move clause. I think he's gone after this year. I agree, and I think that it would make a lot of sense, especially with a certain free agent coming up that year. Just saying, they're going to be foaming at the mouth for Austin Matthews. I don't know how realistic it is, but they're going to be foaming at the mouth. Yeah, this is definitely going to get intense as the time goes on. Voice crack there. This is going to get intense as the time goes on. That's for sure. Rangers down a goal, 1 minute left in the game. Power play. Panarin, Kane, Tarasenko, Fox, Zibanejad. Yikes. Yes. Yes. Twisted Wrister Hockey. Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Nick, by the way. We love Nick here at the channel. Huge supporter, huge Sharks fan as well. So we support Twisted Wrister Hockey. He's also saying there could be Kane coming to New York. Yeah, I just saw the notification for his upload, so I'm going to have to check that one out later and see what that's about. But shout out to Nick. Everyone go check out Nick if you have not already. We got Sean, though, calling in. Sean, how are you doing? What have you got for me?
What's going on, man? You hear me?
Yep.
All right. I'm getting pretty nervous about this Kane talk, man.
You and I both.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the way that I see it, right? is that Kane completely controls this. You know, if he wants to go, like, there's been a lot of talk with the Stars, right? If he wants to go to the Stars as well, if he's able to, get in with the Stars, then the Rangers, we're gonna have to give up, a piece of the kid line, and I can't, see that happening. So it's totally on Kane. Like, do we think that he's really gonna screw over the Blackhawks like this?
It's wherever he thinks he has the best chance to win the cup, and I think that Kane, yeah, it could be screwing the Blackhawks here, but he's got to do what's best for his family, what's best for his career, and he's going to do what he can. And he gave everything to Chicago. It's not like he owes them anything more. So I think that he's going to just pick wherever he wants to go, and that's going to be the end of it.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, because I'm not too concerned. If we're the only team involved in this in the Kane trade, I'm not too concerned with what we're going to give up.
Yeah,
it's not going to be a lot.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think that the Rangers are in the driver's seat, and it seems like it's only been he wants to come here. So I really feel like we're looking at a scenario where the Rangers are in the driver's seat to get this done. Just a matter of it being March 3rd.
Yeah, that's true. It's the only thing I'm worried about, is that potentially there's another team. Like, he came out and said Toronto, that wasn't a destination, but there are other teams that do have the space. Like, I heard you were talking with the other guy before about the Canes. Maybe you wouldn't want to go to the Canes, but I mean, the Devils, they're definitely going to try and make a push, I believe.
Yeah, I think that the Devils are going to try to make a push to play him with Jack Hughes, because that would be something. But again, we haven't necessarily heard like Kane say, I'd be willing to go to New Jersey. And that was more on the lighter side also of rumors with that scenario as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because we know that he wants to come to the Rangers, but we haven't heard him publicly say, I'm only going to the Rangers. Because once that happens, then it's over. Then we know he's coming.
Yeah, 100%. Which, I mean, it seems like he's hinted at it. That's the thing, because after the Tarasenko trade, of course, he was very upset about and was vocal about how he was upset about the Tarasenko trade, because he said, oh, the Rangers are a place you look at and you want to go to a team like that.
Yeah. Here's a different perspective. I mean, imagine if, because he obviously felt some type of way about that Tarasenko trade. Imagine if, because he's been going off these last 4 games, like 10 points in 4 games. What if he wants to face off against the Rangers now? Like, to show them up and be like, you should have got me instead.
That's a good point.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah, to play devil's advocate there, or advocate there. That would be, I'd hate that, but let's hope that's not the case, man. But from what it seems like he's still holding out hope. But I think that if there's a chance to maybe screw the Rangers, I think maybe he might jump on it for that reason, like you mentioned. Man, that's a good point.
Potentially, yeah. That's scary.
Yeah, that is scary to think about. Hopefully we don't have to deal with that. But you got anything else for me?
Nah, that's pretty much it, man.
All right, Sean, thank you for calling in. Really do appreciate that. And I didn't even think about it from that scenario, from that perspective there. That could be infuriating if that ended up being the case. I think New Jersey, it's Meyer or bust. If the Sharks want Mercer, they're going to just go after Besser or someone. I agree with that. I think New Jersey's focused elsewhere. I don't think they're really focused in on Kane. That's the other thing with that. Same with the Canes with Meyer. I think they're too focused on Meyer that it's going to change the scenario there. But just thinking about that, how he might want to go up against the Rangers. Hopefully not. I like that point there from Sean, though. I really do. Do you think Mika is underrated in the NHL? Yeah, I think so. I think that people don't talk about him being a top center in the league like they should. He still gets disrespected. Some people still say Matt Barzal is better, which just, it's laughable, to be honest with you, but maybe I'm biased. I don't know. Let's see if there's anything going on Twitter, though, right now. As I gotta sneeze now too. Ugh. All right, let's get back to the chat because I'm not seeing anything really going down on Twitter. Really hope Jury can add a third team for leverage. Yeah, I mean, that's the only way it gets done. Yeah, Barzell is not producing the points like Mika is. When it comes to re-signing, I don't think we should re-sign both either Kane or Tarasenko because Othman's on the way, and we don't want to repeat a Kravtsov and Anderson. There's still room for Othman on the roster if you bring back Kane or Tarasenko. If you bring one of them back, there's still room for him in the top 6. Yeah, that too. But that's a whole different conversation. I don't need to talk about the Islanders because they're a bunch of freaking losers. That's what they are. And you know what? Congrats to them for being in the wild card race when you have a old Pittsburgh team competing with them, an old Washington team competing with them, and you still have some rebuilding teams that might catch them as well. Good for the Islanders, though, I guess, for being in that top wild card spot, right? I'd bring Kane back just because it seems like he's been so vocal about wanting to be a Ranger. But I'd be okay with either, whichever one it ends up being. Do you guys feel the Rangers? Wait, let me get Nick in here. He's joining, but let's see what this comment is. Do you feel the Rangers don't have enough skill grit for the playoffs? Guys like Janelle, Domi type forwards outside of Goudreau and VC, not much skilled grit up front for the Rangers. No, and I don't think that's necessarily going to win them a cup. Having some grit in the lineup. I don't think Max Domi's the answer. I think he's a solid fallback option for Kane, but I don't think he's the answer. I'd rather Tarasenko. He is younger. Yeah, that's a fair point. Who would you rather the Rangers re-sign if they got Kane, Tarasenko, or Kane?
That's a good question. I think it depends on how Kane does these playoffs, but assuming that he just goes on a tear, probably Kane. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Hold on. I'm trying to get my headphones to work on this damn laptop.
Oh, that's annoying.
Right?
The Rangers have plenty of grit. Agree with that. Who's desperate enough to buy a third round pick, draft pick as well as a third party to complete this Kane deal? Arizona. They're always down to get draft picks. I'm not really sure who else. Maybe Anaheim. I don't know though, but they'll figure that out. Who thought the Minnesota Wild would be a third team in a trade to retain some salary? But I agree with the point that the Rangers have enough grit. I think that it gets overblown as well that they need grit. Who on the New Jersey Devils do you look at and say, oh, they have grit? I'm scared of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Logan, how are you doing? Patrick Kane said 2 hours ago, I just saw this. I'm going to who I choose, and I know which one. That's what he said. Where'd you see that report? 2 points tonight, hopefully. Hopefully, but they got to be better than they were, than they've been lately. That's for sure. And Igor, he's on goal, but they're going to need some better goaltending tonight as well.
Wait, did Patrick Kane make his mind up? already? Is that what that comment said?
Uh,
Patrick Kane said 2 hours ago, just saw this, I'm going to who I choose and I know which one.
yeah, I guess he made his mind up, but
I mean, everyone be posted about the Rangers and Kane, so it's probably the Rangers at this point.
yeah, it reeks of it. No, but the Rangers better not go for Benito or someone like that. I only think they should if they lose out on Kane.
Mm-hmm.
True brings us a cup. It may be harder to move him, and more teams may want him. I'm not too sure what you mean by that comment. Oh, you mean that if the Rangers win a cup with Trouba, management might hold on to him more? That's a fair point if that's what you're saying. I've never been so conflicted on wanting Kane and wanting Othman or this year's first help. They wouldn't have to give up Othman. They would not. They hang up the phone on Chicago if they ask for Othman. I could promise you that. And if the Rangers trade Othman in a deal, I will give away a Patrick Kane jersey on the channel. It's not happening. It's not what Patrick Kane said.
Oh, there you go.
The question ultimately becomes, who is Patrick Kane interested in? And it's the New York Rangers for sure. If Drury can make it fit with the cap, then it's going to be interesting to see what Kane decides. Yes, and it seems like he wants to be the Rangers. So, especially with all the comments that he made. Do you think faceoffs will be an issue for the Rangers in the playoffs? No, because they sucked in the faceoff dot last year in the playoffs too. So I'm not too worried about that. Would it be nice to have some face-off winners? Sure, but
It's not the end all be all, although it definitely would help, without a doubt.
yeah, completely agree. No shot. He made up his mind. Yeah, I don't think so. And if he maybe did, but again, we have to wait till March 3rd for the trade either way. If it is the Rangers, that's the unfortunate part. The hockey guy said the Rangers are the most likely team today. Yeah, I mean, everyone's saying it.
Me.
I apologize for my accent. Also, would you be willing to give up a current player in the package like a Goudreau or VC? You don't need to apologize for that. And I don't think they'd have to give up a current roster player in the package. I don't think Chicago's going to want players to help them win right now. I think they're going to want players to help them tank for Bedard or a younger player that would help them going forward. No, David. Nope. No. See, I was waiting for someone to comment something like this, and I'd love for someone like you, David, to call in because I'd love to hear your reasoning why. With the Kane talk, do you think Lafferty is becoming less likely? Yeah, I don't think Lafferty's gonna happen. I really don't think that he's on the table anymore. Appreciate the words there. I miss when the Rangers had Dominic Moore and Brian Boyle on the fourth line, not scrubs like Jake. I am only in the NHL because his dad played in the NHL. Yeah. Well, the fourth line changes drastically if they get Kane, that's for sure.
I thought he was saying he was actually, that guy, Jay Lewis, is actually in the NHL for a second.
Yeah, I was confused for a second with the wording, but he already made it clear that he wants the Rangers. The question is if Drury can work his magic. Well, he's going now. If we give up Goudreau, then we don't need a third team involved. Very true, but we know that Gerard Gallant loves Barclay Goudreau, so it's not happening. Are you saying you don't want Patrick Kane because of that? Because again, Caleb, someone like you is who I'd love to have call in and talk about this because we could have a conversation about this because I'd love to hear why. Would love to. I'm going to throw the link in chat again for people that want to call in, but I'd love for someone like you or David to join the show. The ideal scenario is trading out Goudreau and bringing in Kane and Lafferty, but unlikely. Yeah, that would be an intriguing idea. I didn't even think of that, but unfortunately, yeah, like you said, it's probably unlikely. Say next Friday, Caterers or Rangers, in your opinion, who leaves? If you mean in a trade, Kravtsov's a goner and draft picks, and then maybe Zach Jones.
How about like a Jake Decision, who I heard?
Well, yeah, Decision, Cardio's going to be gone also, so thank God. Good riddance. No, VC's not going to be the extra forward. I think VC's better than Lafferty. Like these guys, if no Kane, Janelle, Bukestad, Richie, Lafferty, Radish, Lorentz. Really like Lorentz. Seems like you want a gritty guy. And to that I say no. Okay, you do want Kane. I was confused. Well, shit stain. There's a lot of nicknames you could call him. We'll cut him. That's a good one too. Thank you for the words. I appreciate that. Is it possible they could keep this year's first in exchange for, say, an extra pick? I really want this year so much. Wait, is it possible they could keep this year's first in exchange for, say, an extra pick? Yeah, I think that they could keep this year's first in a Kane deal, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I think so. Miss the old days of having guys like Dubinsky, Callahan, Avery on this team. Rangers better not be like the Leafs, too much finesse in the for the playoffs. Fair point to a degree. But the game's just different now. I want Kane too, but the most likely thing is they had a fourth liner like Mott. I disagree. I think Kane's really going to happen. Oh, yeah. How could I forget Jake Decision did that? The best thing he's done for the Rangers. And the only thing. Because if he's not doing that, he's just doing cardio. I want Kane, but going to be a 21-man roster doesn't seem smart. I don't see the issue with it at all. Because why does that matter? Why does that matter? A 21-man roster. When they can add more players to the roster come playoff time, and you're not changing the lineup once you get Patrick Kane. What does it matter? Rangers can't be too predictable in the playoffs, especially on the power play. Need to skate and move around on the power play. Agree. And again, adding Kane helps with that. I think they need to also be shooting more on the power play, and they need to look for Kreider more. Exactly. This is why, for all the people that want Tanner, Janot, and all these other fourth line plugs, yes, Reeves and Blay experiment failed. Trey said this year's first is off limits. I would love to join. Unfortunately, I'm at work. I'm a dire Rangers fan. Really thought they had it at 14, but I would love Kane. Thing is, with Kane, they'd have to do a 21-man roster till the playoffs. They never do that. I don't see an issue with that. Okay, if your concern is an injury, then all they have to do is just waive Ben Harper and call up a forward. That's all they have to do. Or just run 11-7 if you have to. We've seen teams do it before. Ugh. I don't even remember saying that about Lecision. That's awful. Yeah, they make a power play one-timer. It's predictable. Agree with that. True, I guess most of our guys are used to a lot of skating time away, just worried for injuries. Yeah, I just don't. To me, it doesn't matter if they have to run 11-7. God forbid of an injury if they get Patrick Kane. To me, it doesn't matter. I don't think they need to learn to screen the goalie. I just think they need to do it more. That's all I think.
Last year specifically, Kreider, they were money with it. Now it's just been a struggle. I don't know if they haven't been practicing that at practice or whatever's going on, but they got to start doing it because it worked. A lot of our goals were, below the hash marks.
Yeah, it needs to change. I agree, but unfortunately, there's this weird fetish for him, so we're probably gonna have to wait. But it's got to be done by Saturday if they want Kane. So that sounds like an off-season question, which I'm not there yet.
We have a lot of questions in the off season.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, I think next year's roster may look like really different in a way.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's gonna be like different.
Yes, this is live. Fitz said most of these rumors are coming from camp, but Larry reported it yesterday, and he's usually dialed in with it. The Rangers front office don't know who to believe. I believe Larry Brooks more, believe it or not, which is odd to say, but he's usually closer to the insides of the team than Vince is. If we got Kane and went all the way, I'd still be happy with knowing we add Kane to our collection of superstars to be a Ranger for 5 games or less. Oh yeah, he might be a Ranger legend if he doesn't
Right.
stay. It's the scary part about the roster changing. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what next year looks like, but I'm not too worried about that right now. I think next year's roster is going to be the same that we started with this season, just with Othman and maybe a new backup. True, I think Louis Domingue is going to be the backup next year. That's my guess. Yeah, I agree. I would bring up Riedel or Brzezinski.
Bring up Brodzinski right now, like towards the end of the season and into the playoffs. No,
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck we're doing with
I
Lecision.
really like his game, dude. Like Brodzinski is a guy that will thrive in the playoffs. I don't know what they see in Lecision, but the way from what I've saw when he was here, he's a dog. He's a dog on that fourth line. Third, fourth line.
Just continue to address the comments because I gotta blow my nose.
All right, I don't know where. Cervelli said he thinks Cap will go up 3.5 million this summer. That's the saving grace for NYR. Yeah, for sure, especially with some pretty brutal contracts like the Truba contract and the Barclay Goodrow contract. Those contracts certainly don't help, and going up 3.5 will definitely help our situation with that, without a doubt. allow us to add some key pieces, hopefully. Give up Zach Jones Crab in a second. If Chicago's down with that, I mean, I like Zach Jones. I've always been a fan of him, but I mean, if he's not going to get a spot on this team, then
Yeah,
might
I'm
as
just
well
ride
send
to
him
the
away.
airport.
Yeah, might as well. But I mean, it is what it is. But I'm a big Zach Jones guy. Big.
Yeah, I'd like Zach Jones to stay, but I don't see him having a spot, unfortunately, going forward. Now we go on. He'd play Jake over Mott to summon your rage once again. Oh my god, that'd be that would be something else. Can't the Rangers just call up Coley if they need an upgrade over Jake from State Farm? Coley did take some faceoffs in juniors, although played wing in the AHL. I liked this game when he was here. Agree, I think he's better than Lucardio, so I would do it as well. But for whatever reason, they have a weird obsession with this guy. I'm just not sure what it is. And if this is what holds them back from getting Patrick Kane. Johnny Broadway is a keeper, yes.
Hondo P.
Gaunt's issue with Brzezinski is he didn't finish his checks.
That's the most gallant excuse ever, honestly.
He didn't finish his checks. Get the fuck out of here.
In the meantime, we have Jacob Truba on the team still.
No more JT Miller talk. No, unfortunately, no more JT Miller talk. Or fortunately, I should say. Brzezinski, though, like, would you rather Lecision or Johnny Brzezinski? Because Jake Lecision isn't much of an NHL player either.
Yeah, that's true. I'm going Johnny Broadway all the way. That's just me, though. Finish. Oh, what is Gallant talking about? Finishing his checks. I didn't see anything wrong with it. I thought he was fine.
Yeah, I don't.
I think that's some. It's like Kratzov saying it's like, well, we didn't see enough from him, but that one time against the Kraken when
Yeah, I
Tarasenko,
don't.
it's like
It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't.
his favorites playing his favorites.
Get Drury the lace up for the bottom six.
Yeah, put on the fourth line center.
Oh,
Roll.
Gallant would play him on line one.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is very true.
They had sessions with crap players before. Yeah. Oh my god. Greg McKegg. What about Kadri? Should have could have been an off-season move. Go out like Nemitz play. Do we need to say more?
No, that's true.
Yeah, I agree with this. So take Jake Lecision away from him, please. McKegg's and Edmonton's on their AHL team. That'd be nice. Although I'd like it to be more than $1 million. Yeah, and get Georgiev back in there too.
Yeah, that'd be awkward.
And then get Domi in the mix too. Because of Matty Gaudreau.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I heard Pioneer is a goner after the Hartford season. Yeah, it probably is. It just hasn't worked out here for him. And I'll probably go somewhere where he can maybe get a crack at the NHL. The only way for Gallant to play the right player is to remove the toys he shouldn't be playing. Yes, they need to. I look nothing like Frank Vetrano. I still find this just absurd.
Kind of messed with Frank Petrano. He wasn't bad. I know you didn't like him, but I didn't think he was that bad.
If I looked like Frank Vetrano, I'd have a better chance probably of being in a relationship right now. No, I do not look like Frank Vetrano. Are there other teams in the West we could look at for a trade outside of San Jose? Arizona always is a dance partner because they're always selling. And then, of course, Chicago. Even outside of Kane, you have Lafferty there. I can't really think of any more off the top of my head. And yes, this is a fact. This is a fact. And it's annoying. I'll wait for the playoffs. Get Vetrano back if Anaheim sells. If Anaheim's retaining salary on that, then yes, I would be okay with it, but no. No. No.
Yeah. I don't know.
Why are we content with Jimmy Vesey in the top 6? Why are we content with that?
This isn't 2016, 2017. Like the VC experiment is gone.
Yes.
He's
Oh
a
my
he's
God.
a bottom 6 guy now. Let's move on.
Vesey's been good, yes, but he's not a top 6 guy. We need to stop with this. Yeah, Nashville might sell as well. Nico Sturm from the Sharks. He's an option, but I don't really like Nico Sturm, to be honest with you. Besser's not realistic. He has term attached to him. I want to go to MSG so bad with my friend who works for the Devils, so I go to watch Canadian teams for free. Don't be mad. I've gotten a few pucks. If you're going for free, I would do the same. So. Is this team a top 6 team or a top 9 team? You're going to have to elaborate with what you mean by that. I don't like Lorentz either as a name. We haven't had a solid top 6 in a long time. VC seems like a really good deal to a lot of Ranger fans. I just don't know why we're content with him in the top 6. This is Colin Blackwell all over again. I don't want Tanner Janelle on this team. No. Stay away from him. So for those of us who came, are people not excited to get Kane? Oh, we're excited. We are excited. Don't get it twisted. I don't know if they're going to get both, but maybe one. I think they end up with Besser. Yeah, I agree, Logan, with this. Agree. How about Derek Grant from the Ducks, UFA at the end of the season? Sure, like these names are okay, but when we're talking Patrick Kane, why are we settling for 4th liners after that? They should be pivoting towards a different top 6 winger, middle 6 winger. Yeah, but they could still get it done. So I don't think that that matters than adding Mont.
Kane's just a logical decision right now to make, just because if he could just turn it up in the playoffs, he's just going to carry the offense right there. And, you know, a lot of things are solved. Do you fear that Kane's asking price has gone up from his recent play? I don't know. I mean, it's pretty obvious that he wants to be a Ranger, so maybe the Rangers have full leverage in this deal, but I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But regardless, I do think a third team does get involved. No matter the price. I mean, unless if he goes to, another team that has more cap space, but if it is the Rangers, the third team is going to get involved.
Yeah, I don't think the asking price has gone up because I think he wants to be a Ranger. So I think that as long as he only says he wants to be a Ranger, they could get it done.
Mm-hmm.
No matter the package.
Yeah.
I don't think Bukestad's the best option after that. I think you look at Nyquist or Domi after that. What would a Kane trade look like? I imagine Kravtsov's in the deal. I mean, he has to for salary reasons. And then some draft picks and maybe Zach Jones. And by draft picks, I mean like a second or less, like not a first round pick. Maybe a conditional second that becomes a first if they win the cup or something, but JVR, yeah, someone like that, like a middle six guy. Yeah, I'm definitely worried about Igor. But if Igor could even get to a 920 save percentage and play that way consistently, then I don't really have a worry about the Rangers when it comes to them outscoring their defensive problems at that point.
Get Kane, hopefully turns it up, and then Igor just bears down. We should be in decent hands, but I mean, it's also up to the defense to defend, but if they could just do that, then we'll be on our way.
I haven't looked at ice time recently, but what I mean by top six, top nine is that Gallant would use Trocheck and Heedle's lines as 2A, 2B instead of second or third line. Because keeping the kid line together opens up a spot in the top six. Yeah. They run it like a top nine, not a top six, if that's what your point was. Yeah. It's like Drew last year. He told Philly he only wanted to go to Florida. Yeah, and they still overpaid for some reason. Yeah, I don't know, but I can't answer that. I don't have the inside information on that, but
Maybe it was jury. Maybe you thought the asking price
all
early on
that we've
was-
heard is that Kane, they had a deal in place for Kane, but Doug Armstrong came in with Tarasenko, and the Rangers probably thought that package was better and was less, so they just went ahead with that package. So that's just my guess with that.
Or the price could have honestly just been way too much, and there was rumors. From what I heard, there were rumors that Kane wasn't sure if he was willing to waive his no move clause exactly around the time where Tarasenko deal got made, and obviously the Tarasenko deal got made. And now Kane finally speaks out and says the Rangers was a team that he was looking at, and it's become pretty clear and pretty evident that he wants to be a Ranger. So maybe the asking price doesn't, go down, but we'll see.
I want Tarasenko, Meyer more, but if we get a chance to get two of these guys, come on, no brainer. The team at this point is better now than at the point last year. And Tarasenko and Kane are better than Vetrano and Kopp. Yeah, 1,000% they are. That's not a question. So agree. Get it done. This team is completely otherworldly. Whatever happens, I'll never forget this team. Just trying to enjoy the ride right now. I mean, to an extent, we gotta see what happens in the playoffs. That's what matters.
Exactly.
Defense needs to be better too, though. Yes, yes, they do. I don't know about this because I think it would be a 1-year extension, but so I'm not too sure about that. But
Hey, unless if he takes a team friendly deal, then like a Bergeron, but like maybe for 2, maybe 3 years, but for like a couple million, I don't know. It's just the number. I'm not saying that would happen, but
there would be room for Kane if he took a team friendly deal. It's just a matter of that. And if he wants to be here so bad, then he would. But I'm not too sure. Probably, but you have Cully in the pipeline. You have some guys that could step up. Like I like Mott, but I'm sorry, I'm letting Mott walk. If you could keep Patrick Kane, Mott's a replaceable guy compared to Kane. Yeah, Tarasenko probably would be gone. Which is unfortunate. Gotta love the salary cap. It depends if Kane comes here. If it's gonna be one or the other. If it's gonna be anyone, and again, Tarasenko would have to take a team friendly deal.
see, a lot of these questions would have been resolved already had we just not signed Truba to that ridiculous contract. It honestly just all goes back to him. It's like, but what if? What if we just never sign it to 8 million?
Yeah, it's true.
Or even Barclay Goodrow, 3 million. It all resorts back to those two. More Truba, but it's crazy. I personally, you know what I'm about to say, Evan, but for the viewers, I think if Truba was off this team, I think the team would be better in term just overall and in a lot of ways. But that's just me.
Yeah. I don't put much stock into this because he's not the GM. So I just don't care what Gallant says about the trade rumors. I really don't. Kane is old. Okay. He's still playing at a solid level. Yeah, Othman will definitely get a top 6 spot, but if they could re-sign one of Tarasenko or Kane at a team-friendly deal, they'll do it.
I'm sure Jerry will figure it out. Just trust him. He's like Lucas said, he's a wizard.
True. Or if we didn't put Goudreau on a modified no trade clause for the entire duration of his contract, that too.
That too, yeah. I wonder if what this team would look like if Gerard Gallant was the general manager.
Oh, forget about it. Parker
Jake
Goudreau would
Lecision,
be the first line center.
yeah, with Jake Lecision, Jimmy Vesey maybe. Oh my God, that team would look ugly.
Yeah, I agree. Shouldn't worry about next year right now. True. I could have ended the sentence there. I agree with that. I wouldn't look much into it. Kate's playing with bums. Just imagine with our team. Yeah, exactly. If he's playing with Kreider and Zibanejad, Trocheck and Panarin, forget about it. Sure was a waste of money. Yeah. I don't know if I agree with this. I think Brzezinski was fine. Yeah, that's one gripe that I have with juries, the no movement clauses, but Gordon did the same. Would be too aggressive with Brzezinski. I don't know about that.
Larry Brooks just
Is this true?
that he is looking for a team in the Metro.
Could
If
somebody
so,
please confirm if this is true?
if so, then then
Are you able to look at his Twitter? Because I'm blocked.
yeah, I'm gonna look right now. If this is true, then yeah. Imagine Patrick Kane to the Islanders.
Huh.
That
Oh,
would be
God.
funny. I don't see anything. Unless if maybe it's in an article, but if he directly tweeted it, I don't see anything right now. Unless if I'm just bugging out.
I'll have to go on my burner account.
Yeah, I don't see anything, but
Yeah, I don't see anything on the burner. Oh, I see. It's the latest. Rangers will be in on Kane. Post learned.
mm-hmm.
That's all I see from that. I don't know if I'd say they're dangerous. They seem to be Hellebuck merchants.
I'm not entirely concerned with the West so far. I'm more concerned. I think an Eastern Conference team wins the Cup this year. I don't know about you, Evan.
I agree. I'm sorry, I couldn't help but laugh at this comment.
But
That's a
who should
no
be
for
on
me,
it?
dog. That is a no for me, dog. Thoughts on Mikola's play as of lately? I think he's been fine. Just the penalties, of course, an issue.
Yeah,
Outside of that, I don't
can't
have an
happen in the
issue.
playoffs. Like he's got to limit that
Well,
in the
the only good
playoffs.
thing is that the penalties that he does take, he'll get away with in the playoffs.
That's true.
Why are the Rangers always willing to give a no trade clause or no move clause? I'm shocked Tanner Glass never got one. Yeah, I don't understand it either. Cater to Carolina, get the fuck out of here.
That'd be hilarious. I don't know if you heard what John Scott said pretty recently. He's like, Kane has to be more flexible with where he has to go.
He doesn't have
Like,
to do shit. Shut up.
like I don't know. He's like, maybe Dallas isn't such a bad idea, or Vegas, or I'm like, well, dude, he wants to be a Ranger. Let him be a Ranger, you know?
Yeah, he doesn't have to do shit. Shut up. You pug. I agree. Dolme should be the backup option if they don't get Kane. Agree with that.
But I think they're gonna get Kane somehow, some way. They'll get it. They'll get it
Yeah,
done.
I
It'll
agree.
happen.
That's true. I didn't even think about this. The Eastern Conference being so tough is why the West will breeze to the cup. Most likely, East playoffs will be wars. West will have an easy path. Yeah, and that's the only reason why the Western Conference might have a team win the cup, because of the fact that they're going to have an easy route to the cup, and the East is going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it, or another way to look at it is you're going to play better teams in the East, and then you face a Western Conference team in the final, and it's like cake in a way, kind of like how it used to be back then, when the West was really powerful compared to the East, and yeah, for the most part, Western Conference teams were winning the cup. Now it's just the complete opposite.
Yeah.
It could honestly go either way, but I think an Eastern Conference team is gonna win it.
Agree. Igor needs to step up if the Rangers want to win a cup. Yeah, I don't know how they could afford Kane at all, Dallas, but Elliot Freeman just confirmed the Larry Brooks article on NHL now. Interesting. Which article? The one that the Rangers are still in on Kane? Uh let's see. I don't think it's the same scenario. It's not a free agent signing.
Kane even said, well, if you're referring to his hip injury, he even said it's overblown and he feels just as good as he ever has. So, I mean, if he says so, and based on his recent performance, I have no problem with any of that personally. I think he just come in here and just make an instant impact, as we all would expect him to.
Elliot Freeman confirmed. Where did he confirm this? On Twitter?
Said NHL Network. This guy.
Yeah, because I don't see it on Twitter. But everyone's saying it.
Oh, not NHL Now, which is on NHL Network. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll wait
NHL
and see for
Network.
someone to tweet out like a clip of it or something. Or if anyone has a tweet of it, of like the clip of him saying it, just at me on Twitter with it. On Twitter, all right, at me on that tweet then that you're talking about. Kravtsov, Picks, and maybe Jones. That's what I think. Cause yeah, I'm trying to find the tweet. I just don't see anything. I'll double check. There we go. I got tagged in it. Oh, okay. On the Jeff Merrick show when he said it. Okay. I saw that one. I just didn't see the one on NHL Network. Thank you for tagging me though on that one. Cause yeah, that's the only one that I've seen thus far. Yeah, 100%. They gotta waive him.
And if they do, then a deal is lined up with Chicago and another team, of course, because there's gonna have to be a third, like I said. But you waive decision, they're pretty confident that's gonna happen.
Let me see if I could find. Yeah, no, I don't see it. Oh, wow. Heh. Yeah, they're gonna have 3 Jones on the blue line. I didn't even think about that. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be very pissed if he's not waived. I can tell you that right now. And if a Kane trade doesn't happen because they didn't want to put Decision on waivers, then they're idiots. Yep, the 25th. Chances are high if Decision's waived. I think tomorrow he gets waived if it's gonna happen because this is the last game day that it could happen. So they probably want him to play for tonight, and then they'll waive him tomorrow or, of course, on Saturday. Hopefully tomorrow, just so we can get this over with.
Kravtsov would actually get claimed if we waived him. He needs to be part of the Kane deal itself. I agree. I think he's gonna be in the deal anyways, but we shall see. But Decision, yeah, definitely a must to be waived. I doubt Kraft will have any takers. Maybe, maybe not. You think the Blackhawks will be scared of another cross-off flight risk and would want a different prospect like Bedard, for example, if he does not get his way like the immature person he is? I don't
I
know.
don't think that's going to scare them away from Kravtsov because they won't have a choice but to play Kravtsov. Their team is so bad to the point where if they're not playing Kravtsov, they're idiots.
He's got to be gone.
Yeah.
If you want this deal to get done, he's got to be gone. So, yeah, I think he is.
Tomorrow it's going to just be scenes when we see Jake Decisions on waivers.
Oh, yeah. It's
going to be chills.
100%.
Yeah, Kravtsov would be on their first line with how awful that team is.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, but that was a dumb question, Nick. I'm looking in the chat right now. It's all good, Luca. All good.
Sure, the Rangers made clear who was off limits, so it's got to be about the draft picks at this point. It could also be players. I mean, the only thing is, if they were close on a trade before the Tarasenko deal happened, what happened to whatever that deal is? Did St. Louis take some of the assets that they wanted? Did they want Hunter Skinner? Why is Riedel not got called up? Shocked they didn't give him a look. He came from Sweden to play in the AHL. Yeah, I agree. I've been saying for a while that he should be playing, but again, what do I know? Gallant knows better than I do, right? Just a stupid fan.
We got to do a playoff bracket prediction live for another time as we get closer to the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. That's gonna be. I can't wait for that because when I had the Leafs out of the first round last year, I had some Leafs fan comment, "No way, we're losing in the first round. You're an idiot." And then after game one, he's like, "See, I told you, we're not gonna lose." And then after game seven, I was all like, "What happened?" I almost nailed the entire Eastern Conference too. I was pissed.
I have to go back to what my bracket was.
My preseason predictions look brutal right now.
I'm sure mine do as well.
Trying to find my playoff bracket. Oh, I didn't even know that he had some injury issues. That's annoying though. There we go. I found my playoff bracket. Let's see. At Calgary beating Tampa in the Cup. That's tough.
At least you put Tampa in the final. At least
I
you got
had
that one.
yeah, I had the Tampa Rangers conference finals. Got clowned for that too, but I got called biased, but
It
I was right.
happened.
I got the entire first round right except for Boston beating Carolina. I'm pissed about that still. The Islanders, Panthers, Caps, and Pens. Who do you think is going to be the two spots in the wild card? I think that it's going to be the Panthers and Wings, or it's going to be the Sabres and Wings. I think the Wings make it.
I feel like there's a chance the Islanders do make it in the playoffs. Like a low key. I feel like there is a chance. I don't know.
They have the sixth toughest schedule though,
Mm,
so that's going to be interesting to see for them.
for sure.
I don't know if it is a meritocracy because you have guys like Kravtsov sitting out instead of Jake Lecision. So, how about rewatching the Leafs' seventh game loss for fun? If I didn't get copyright, I would be down for that. Watch them try to run a pick and roll in a hockey. Yeah, that was fucking brilliant of you. Yeah, I had Boston out of the playoffs, so I look like an idiot.
Good job.
We're gonna do one of two things, in my opinion. Kane deal gets done, or we grab a guy like Domi to send VC to the fourth line. Agree, and that's what they need to do, Casey. You and I both. You and I both. But there's a chance they do. But to be honest, if they play Boston, they're not beating Boston.
Who are the Islanders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buffalo still has games in hand. Yeah, that's part of why I think that they might make it. But at the same time, they aren't beating up on some good teams. So that's kind of why I'm hesitant about putting them in. It's been a while. That's for sure.
As long as we beat the Devils, doesn't matter. I'm okay.
Debbie.
Oh my God, I need Debbie in this chat right now.
Yeah, Twitter's going to be going wild.
Mm-hmm. James Dolan will be going wild.
I don't know if I agree with this. The Islanders seem to have our number most of the time. Yeah, that would be embarrassing.
Oh yeah, 100%. And Gallant would be on the hot seat too.
He'd have to get fired, in my opinion.
I don't honestly. If we lose round one, the Devils after getting Kane as well, and then Mike Sullivan gets fired from Pittsburgh, I'm wasting no time. I'm booting Gallant. That just can't happen. And then obviously Sullivan, at least in my opinion, is the better coach.
Islanders will play Boston or Carolina, one of the two. Play my bacon. I think that the Islanders are gonna end up playing. I think they end up in the second wild card spot if they make it. If the Bruins lost to the Islanders, well, the Bruins would have to. Some serious heads would roll if the Bruins choke this. So
Mm-hmm.
that'd be interesting.
Indeed.
Agree to it. I don't know. Actually, I really don't know if Gallant's gone. If they lose a round,
If we get knocked out of the first round, you don't think he's gone?
I'm not 100% sure about it.
Well, I guess it also depends on in what kind of fashion we lost in the first round, but even then, it's still embarrassing.
I think it just straight up is.
If we got Kane on top of that, yeah, 100%.
First round's always toughest in my mind. And it depends who they match up against in the later rounds. First round, Bruins exit. That's a hot take. Who do you think they lose to, though?
The Islanders, imagine.
I would be pissed.
America would be pissed, except for Long Island.
Yeah.
No, if he gets through season 3, it would be a record. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true.
no, actually, to be exact, if he could get more than halfway through season 3, because he always seems to be getting fired like in December to in between December and February. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gonna make it.
If we lose round 1, forget it. I don't even care.
Interesting take. I don't know.
I think right now no one has a good shot at beating Bruins in round 1, period, but that's just me.
Yeah, unless something drastic were to happen to Tampa and they fall to a wild card spot.
Right? But somehow turn it around.
Florida or Isles. Yeah, Isles fans would be insufferable. Also, Rangers first round exit, in my opinion. We can't make it past New Jersey. I have no confidence. Well, damn. Are you a closet Islanders fan?
Even with Kane, no confidence.
True, there are always upsets, but I don't think the Bruins are going to get upset in the first round.
I mean, it happened to Tampa in 2019, but I don't think it's the same situation.
No.
I think the Bruins are actually dumb as a team. I think they're dumb.
Uh, yeah, I mean, I hope so too, so we don't have to face them. Bobrovsky's going to be their issue. That's going to be the question. If he could step it up, that's a different story, but that's true. Islander fans are insufferable. Devils don't scare me at all in the first round. Interesting. Jack Hughes' ego has taken over his game, and that set the example for the whole team itself, prospering them to just dominate. I don't know. I don't know if I could agree with that. Islanders play the trap with a strong goalie. They don't really trap as much this year unless they have the lead. Would Gallant get fired if the Rangers got swept in round 1 and lost by 1 goal in every game? Yes. The expectation's to win a cup, so yes.
So you are saying if we lose in round 1, he would get fired?
If we get swept, that's one thing.
I suppose.
Do you think the Rangers would play with one short in their lineup in order to make room for Kane? I don't think they have to. I think they could play with a full team getting him. Rangers would be a shoe-in if they used the trap.
Gallant does not deserve to get fired at all. If we get Patrick Kane and we don't make it to at least round 3, I mean, I don't. That team should honestly make a deep run with what we see on paper. But if you don't make it, if you don't at least make a deep run, it's just, to me, that's unacceptable. And especially if you lose in round 1 to Jersey, which could very well happen. Yeah, I he should be fired then. But unless if you make another deep run, that's another story. We had a Vezina goalie. We just need him to find his Vezina game. And yeah, I mean, he hasn't found it pretty much all year. Hopefully, he'll find it down the stretch here, especially in going into the playoffs. But once he does, I have no worries with, not no worries, but I feel like we'll play better as a team. We'll feel more comfortable, and we don't have to be on our toes as much as we are now, probably on the defensive side of things. Just knowing that, if we mess up, Igor will be there to bail us out. But at the same time, you don't want to have him always bail you out. You want to help him out at the same time, but you definitely need a good goalie and a goalie to be on his game if you want a chance to win a Stanley Cup, without a doubt. Rangers are a good team, but they are too much of finesse. In 1994, the Rangers had Joey, how do you pronounce that? Kosher, Bukaboom, Graves, Noonan. That's how you win a championship with a little grit. I think this team has a little bit of grit, probably.
I think they have enough grit.
Yeah. But I don't know. Every team has their way of doing things. I mean, Colorado. Would you say Colorado had like a lot of grit last year?
Nope.
And they still won a cup. So I mean, they had an easier path to the cup without a doubt. But I guess if everyone just commits to one system and if the system is effective, trust me, like I wish you needed, grittier players, or you needed grit to win a cup, how it used to kind of be back then, but now it just seems like the game has changed. I guess it's more flashy, but yeah, I don't know. I just miss, like, I'd rather watch like playoff hockey just be an absolute grind and just a battle to win the whole thing. That's, to me, that's when it was like kind of like in its peak. But that's like every sport though.
Even if we get Kane, the playoff success for this team is needing to take advantage of every chance, even if that means being selfish and not making unnecessary passes. Yeah, that's true. Different rules in 94. Yeah, that too. Yeah, but Halak's not their goalie going into the playoffs. They need Igor to wake up.
Yeah.
I think Trocheck, Lingard, Schneider, and Truba cover us on grit. Mott to an extent. Mikla too. Yeah, they have enough grit. Halak's probably gone after this season. They're trying to bridge the way to Dylan Garand quickly. So I think he's gone after this year. Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. You don't really see anyone on the Rangers do that. They're star players, but it is what it is. It's not their game. Grit is overrated, and we have plenty of it anyway, so more than most teams. Yeah, agree. More than New Jersey, who they're going to face in the first round.
I mean, I think grit is overrated, but only to a certain extent. I think you definitely need like at least a guy, maybe two, but it's definitely not as much of a necessity now as it was back then. Like back then, every team had it, and you needed to keep up with them, or else you were just gonna get killed out there. But now it's the game has obviously changed, and those slow, grittier guys like Ryan Reeves can't really keep up with Jack Hughes. I'm not saying they would play on the same, because one's on line 4, one's on line 1, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just with the faster pace and all that. But I do still think you need someone that can definitely be a little gritty, but ideally with some sort of speed to kind of keep up.
Agree. Grant is having a tough year in the AHL. Guy needs to step it up. Yeah, but Hartford's also awful this year, so that's a different story. Someone should have clobbered Morgan Barron after he assaulted Mott. I agree with that too. That was some bullshit. Paid $350 to watch the Rangers take 52 shots on goal and lose 4-1 on Monday. Pray for me. Yeah, I'm glad I couldn't go to that game.
That's tough.
Heedle got hit the other night and no one did anything. Rangers need to not always rely on the refs to make the call and take matters into their own hands. I mean, to an extent. Washington selling. Wow. Orlov's being scratched by Washington for trade-related reasons. Wow.
That's crazy.
I never would have thought. Yeah, Hartford is awful, Michael. I can't believe Washington's selling. That's so odd.
Yeah.
Get Hathaway at the deadline. I'd be more interested in Marcus Johansson at the deadline. I don't think they'll have to, and I don't think they will give up their first to get Kane. Per Larry Brooks, Blue Shirts have a single day. We'll try to make a deal with Kane if he's willing to waive his no move clause to head to New York. Where'd you see that? Did he tweet it or something? Or is that in his article? Yeah, it does make sense. Ovi or Kane for a trade.
We still be chanting Ovi sucks even if he was on the Rangers, probably.
True.
All right, I'm gonna get off here.
Yeah,
Thanks
I
for
was gonna
inviting me.
wrap it up. So, been going for 2 hours, over 2 hours, almost 3.
Yeah. I gotta get going somewhere too, so
All right.
I'll catch you.
See ya. All right, chat. I'm gonna wrap things up now. I've been going for way too long. I said I was gonna wrap it up like at the 40-minute mark or something, but now we're gonna finally wrap it up. I'd love to get to more comments and everything, but I'm just burnt out now at this point. It was fun to talk though with you guys. I appreciate it. Sorry that I'm under the weather and things were definitely annoying at times, but it is what it is. Got a game tonight too, so I'll be live for the post game. Check it out. Be here for the post game. Really do appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys after the game tonight. Let's hope for a win. Let's go Rangers.